Hey, America. Welcome to another episode of Cha Cha's Thought of the Week. And my thought of the week for this week is love hurts. And when I say love hurts, it can be a variation of things. It can be relationships. It can be the loss of a loved one. It can be anything, an expectation that you had for yourself. It could be a job that you love, a career that you love, and when you find that job and you apply and you don't get it. So what I want to talk about is love hurts. The first part of love hurts I want to talk about is actually relationships. Because the thing about it is that, true enough, love hurts, but it is also a teaching lesson during that hurt. And what I mean by that is, how do you respond to the loss of a relationship? How do you respond to that? How do you respond to that? And I've seen so much content out there where people are unaliving their mate because they cheated or because they didn't want them anymore or whatever. And you don't want that. You do not want that, because what happens is when you're sitting in that jail cell because of a irrational thought process, you're gonna think to yourself, wow, so this is how it ends. So I'm here to tell you today, America fans and subscribers, is that yes, love hurts. Own that. Love hurts. And there's no shame in that, especially if you put in all that you could to make the relationship work. So when I say love hurts, there's steps that you should take to get past this. Because I know that there's some people out there that need to hear this because they're struggling with this. When I say love hurts, what I'm saying is that yeah, it might seem like an L today, but tomorrow you will be better. You will, and it will take time. It will take time. So let's get into it. Let's just say that you're in a relationship and you may have acted out of character. There are things that, nobody's perfect. No, nobody's perfect by any means. And you feel like that after the fact, after the relationship is over, I could have been better about this. I could have been better about that. Let me tell you, don't wallow in that. Don't swim in that. If you have the opportunity to talk to that person and say, and just have a, if it's cordial, just say, just be able to apologize and say, I should have been better about this, and I apologize, because that's the only thing you need to do. It doesn't matter if they accept your apology or not. But what that does is that prevents them from bringing that up to you the next time they see you, or if you all decide to reconcile. No, let it go. You tell that to them. No, you let it go. Why are we still on that? I apologize and I've moved on. I know what I did yesterday, but today I'm different. And that can be a problem. And even if you don't get an opportunity to reconcile, you might be in a dark place, because the thing about it is that you will reflect, and the hurt comes from knowing that you possibly hurt somebody else. And that's the thing about it, that is a hard pill to swallow when you're trying to be better and you reflect on the things that you did wrong. That's okay. Own it. Own what you did. Because the one thing I can tell you, America, is that the world is not going to stop for you and your sulking, in your pity party. It's just not. So the way to heal is to take accountability, own that. Own own your part in what you did wrong. Own your part in what you did wrong. Now, it may not be as bad as the other party that's involved, but you may have had something to do with the relationship going left. Own that. Just own it. Own that part of it. Own that part of it. But the only thing you can do when it comes to healing after you own it is to accept it. Own it and accept it. And just be better. Because what we're not going to do is we're not going to swim in this. We're not going to swim in this. There's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else you can do. And let's just say that you all reconcile, or not even reconcile. Let's just say that you make a mistake and you all decide that, okay, let's get past it. And they say that, but they don't show that. That's important. Once they say it, they have to show it. Once you say it, you have to show it. You have to show that I apologize. I will be better, because there's things in a relationship that you might not have known, because communication is the key. Communication is the key. So don't wallow in what you've done, because you need to heal and move forward, because there's levels to this. There's levels to this, because the thing about it is, if this person is constantly throwing that up in your face, you never had a chance anyway, because they wasn't really about it. You know, once you say it, then you have to be about it. Don't talk about it, also be about it. And that's a hard pill to swallow when it comes to you owning it and you taking accountability for what you could have been better about. But don't dwell on that. Don't dwell on it, America. I'm telling you now, don't dwell on it. Take that L, take it, and just be better in the future. Because the thing about it is that the world doesn't stop. The world doesn't stop. The world does not stop. And the thing about the hurt is that some part of the hurt is how you are going to be viewed, and how you're going to be possibly talked about, and how this person can ruin your reputation. Don't worry about that. You apologize to them, and then you apologize to God for taking them through that hurt. If you are the main cause, or even if you're not the main cause, just own your part in it. Because a lot of times we are those people that we shut down. We shut down, and the communication is lost. We basically check out. We basically check out, and it's like, you know, why bother? No matter what I say, no matter what I do, they're gonna throw darts at me. Well, when it gets to that point, you get out. Don't hang in there and try to make it work, because there's nothing you can do. You've done all you can do. You've owned your part. You've owned your part. So if you try it and it doesn't work, okay, fine. Then you have to be that person that says, you know what? I did all I can do. And it's going to hurt. And it's going to hurt. Especially when you have invested in this relationship. But somewhere in there, you have to be strong enough to walk away and say, I did all I could do. You know, but if that is your hang up, you know, as far as well, shoot, I should have been better about this. I should have been better about that. This is some things I can do better. Take that to move forward. Don't take that to hang on to what you lost. And it's hard. I'm telling you, it's hard. And sometimes we feel like, you know what, I don't think I'll ever find love again. I don't know. No. Whoever's for you, God has somebody for you. And I will also say, because this, you know, someone helped me with that, but this was a loss of my dad. He passed away in 2004, and I struggled with that because he was that guy that I felt like he was going to be around forever. He was going to be around forever. And things happened, and he passed away. It was cancer. and it ate him up. In like 6 months from his diagnosis, he was gone. And that's the love that also can hurt, the loss of a loved one. And how do you get past that? How do you get past that? Now, if everybody's emotions are different. Everybody's emotions are different. And so you may need to talk to a professional. You may. But, there may be someone in your life that you can talk to, but you're afraid to talk to them because of embarrassment. Because when they ask you, well, what happened? And you have to own your part, and you may not be willing to own your part to what you did because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing especially when you're held up in a certain standard. When you're held up in a certain standard, it can be embarrassing. So it's hard so what I will say to you is find that person that understands. And that's the equivalency of a support group. A support group can talk to you and say, well, you know what? I went through the same thing and this is how I healed. So don't be afraid to move forward and share what you're going through because it makes a difference. This person told me, I know this might sound cliche, but pray about it. And that's what I did. When I lost my dad, I prayed about it. And when I was out there in the world, I was myself. But when I came home, I was not in a relationship at that time, and the walls felt like they were closing in. They felt like, and so what I did I did that. I prayed. I prayed for myself, and I prayed for other people that may be going through what I'm going through, or just anything, whatever their struggles are. I prayed for them, and I woke up. And the one thing about praying is that don't expect immediate results. Don't expect immediate results because it doesn't happen that way. What happens is that you pray and you create a situation to where you say, you know what, well, I'm going to pray it could be 8:00 at night. And you say, I'm going to pray about this the first thing because you still got to get out there and face the world. And what happened for me is I prayed, and I would pray for other people, and I would pray for the hurt to leave my soul. And then one day I woke up and I did a prayer, and I realized that I didn't pray for myself. And that's when I realized I was turning the corner, and that I was turning the corner. And that's when I realized the power of prayer. And so what I'm telling you is that when it comes to relationships, on your part, if you're able to apologize to that person, and a lot of situations don't allow for that. I understand that. Well, then exclude them. You sit down and you pray for the hurt that you created, no matter if the hurt that you received was greater, because now it's not about them, it's about you. It's about you and how you move forward. So you don't have to put it on a scale. You don't have to say, well, I don't need to pray for them because they did X, Y, and Z, and I only did this. And all that's going to do is continue to allow you to die a slow death. So you pray about it. You pray about it, and you accept what you created. And that's why I say that's where the accountability comes in. But after you pray about it, then whatever it is that you're trying to move, how you move forward, then pray about that too, because it's going to take strength, because everybody's emotions are different. Emotions for one person will not be the same for the next person. But I will tell you this: when you forgive, the forgiveness allows life to manifest. It allows life to manifest. It allows for your life to manifest. It allows for you to be able to move on, in whatever time that it takes. It may take a day. It might, it won't take a day, but it may take weeks. It may take months. It may take years. But keep doing the work, because you have to move forward. You have to move forward. You have to move forward because, like I said, life is not going to stand still. If you have somebody that you need to cry to, then cry to them. But make sure you cry to somebody that understands what you're going through, so they can help you move forward. But what I'm telling you is, when you're in that dark place, you handling it alone does not always work. It does not always work. And even when you think you have healed, getting involved with somebody else, relationship-wise, you will be exposed to whether or not you have healed. Because if you can invite somebody else into your circle and you start giving them the third degree about stuff, they're going to see right through that. And they still might accept you, but they don't deserve that. They don't deserve the hurt that you've gone through. Because somewhere in there, the thing about it is that they when you're meeting somebody, you might talk about that, but they're going to see the hurt. They're going to see it because you're going to speak it in a way that they can see it. Like you be like, yeah, but I'm better now, but I tell you what, this, that, and the third. And they're going to say, oh, you still hurt. You still hurt. And they don't deserve, and then they might still hang in there. And you continue on that, manifesting the negativity of what you went through, and they don't deserve that. So once again, my topic of the day is love hurts, but it's also a teachable lesson. What can you do to be better about what caused that hurt? What caused that hurt? And you might feel that you might not have done anything at all. But let me ask you this, America. Did they show you red flags when you first got involved with them? If they did, and you let it pass, then own that. You have to own that. You have to own that, because only you were the only person that made that decision. Well, I'm gonna keep hanging in there because I feel like that, once they get to know me, they won't be that person. No, you saw it, and you accepted it. So own that. If that's a part of it, then own it. So what I'm saying to you today, America, is yes, love hurts, but it is also a teachable moment. And whatever it takes, whether it involves speaking to others, praying about it, professional help such as therapy, do what you need to do, but don't wallow in that, because that's all you're doing is walking in quicksand. And the thing about walking in quicksand, you only sink quicker when you fight it. So don't fight it. Deal with it. And move forward. Because I don't want anybody to end up in a place where they can't come back from, such as prison. You find someone cheating on you, and all of a sudden you unalive somebody because of what they did to you. It's not worth it, because there's going to come a time when that doesn't matter, because they're gone and your freedom is gone. So once again, my topic is love hurts, or my thought of the day is love hurts, but it's also a teachable moment. And I'm out. Peace.